registered broker-dealer.
Breaking news all morning. The Storm Center 7 forecast to start your day and triple team traffic. Miami Valley's morning news continues on WHIO.
Good morning. I'm Larry Hanskin. Thanks again for joining us here on Miami Valley's Morning News. On Wall Street, the Dow closed up 81 points at 44,193. 67 degrees at 638.
22 minutes before 7 o'clock.
I'm Jeremy Radliff.
I'm Brittany Otto. So how's your lawn looking this week?
Drought monitor that came out last Thursday still has northern Mercer County abnormally dry, but the rest of us, decent. We've had a lot of rain this season, but lately we've been fairly dry. The lawns are starting to brown up. Hopefully you're out there watering. Otherwise, you've got some crunchy grass, and it'll stay that way through the weekend. Our best chance for rain doesn't arrive until late Sunday. Even then, it's pretty limited.
Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz saying that then we get into Monday and Tuesday being the best chance with the cold front that will pass by. We're talking about a half an inch to an inch of rain through Wednesday.
As students return to the classroom, more than half of the nation's states have passed laws to regulate smart devices in schools.
CDC data published this month found that teenagers with higher non-schoolwork screen use were more likely to experience a series of adverse health outcomes, like reduced physical activity, weight concerns, depression symptoms, anxiety symptoms, and insufficient peer support. Pew Research finds that 74% of adults now support classroom phone bans. That's up from 68% last fall. For those who oppose the new policies, physical safety was given as the top reason.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff reports that in the event of an emergency in a classroom, experts largely agree that phones hurt more than they help.
Now, WhatsApp has taken down 6.8 million accounts linked to criminal scam centers worldwide.
And that comes from its parent company, Meta. The account deletions occurred over the first 6 months of the year as part of wider efforts from Meta to crack down on scams.
That's WHIO's Will Taylor.
A woman accused of being an imposter nurse is arrested after allegedly seeing 4,000 patients without a license. Fox's Gary Baumgarten explains.
Prosecutors say the nurse treated the patients in a hospital in Flagler County. Sheriff Rick Staley calling it one of the most disturbing cases of medical fraud his department has ever investigated, maintaining that 29-year-old Autumn Bardisa potentially put the lives of those patients at risk.
Prosecutors say she used a former classmate's medical license to get the job.
This is WHIO continuing news.
And the president announcing plans to build a nuclear reactor on the moon, making energy production possible by 2030. And Transportation Secretary and interim NASA Administrator Sean Duffy went on Fox's The Ingram Angle explaining how the mission would go.
We've sent one unmanned mission to the moon and back. The next one is going to go in the first part of next year, a manned mission out and around the moon. And then a year after that, we're going to land back on the moon. We'll stay for 6 days. Last time we only stayed for 3. And then from there, we want to start bringing assets to the moon for future astronauts when they get there.
Administrator Duffy also claimed that America has to beat the Russians and the Chinese to get to the moon first, because if you lead in space, you lead on Earth. WHIO News Time 641.
I'm Larry Hanskin. This is Miami Valley's Morning News, and we've got Dayton Radio's only 5-day extended forecast now with Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz.
Starting off in the 60s and 70s with some patchy dense fog this morning. That pushes out. We see some sunshine, the occasional passing cloud, in hopes that we get a stray shower or storm to cool us down for a second, but that chance is pretty limited. Partly cloudy skies, a high of 87. 88 tomorrow, partly cloudy and dry. A stray chance of a shower or storm Saturday afternoon with 88 as your high. 89 on Sunday, a better chance for showers and storms late afternoon and into the evening, but an even greater chance going into Monday with a high of 86.
Live Doppler 7 radar clear. We have 65 in Springfield, 66 in Beaver Creek, 67 at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to the most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair experts at GrismerTire.com.
A live update with Jake Magnotta.
Just had a new crash reported on 70 West before Hoke Road in Englewood heading into Clayton. Looks like a state trooper is here. Not seeing any lanes blocked right now, but you'll want to stay in that right lane just so you're safe. Also, still wanting to avoid North Montgomery County Line Road east of Frederick Pike. It's at the Miami and Montgomery County line. Report of a semi blocking the road last hour. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnotta, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
Now, the Dragons had an explosive sixth inning. They scored 7 runs, and that was all they needed. A 7-1 win over Lake County last night. That series continuing tonight at Day Air Ballpark. And an explosive situation in Tip City. We've got that story in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time, 6:43.
Here at WHIO, we listened to what you want in a news and talk station. What you said is that it's important to report the news right down the middle and then let you decide what you think about it. It's not our job to convince you to think a certain way. It's our job to report the news, give you both sides, and be fair and honest. That's a promise we've made since 1935. We're honored you've chosen us as Dayton's news and talk station. 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Depend on it.
WHIO Radio is the home of the biggest sports brands in the Miami Valley. And we have the ability to put your company's message right in the middle of it.
We've been caring and fighting for clients since 1950.
The home of the Cleveland Browns.
Where my dogs at? Where my dogs at?
University of Dayton basketball.
I'm the voice of the Flyers, Larry Hanskin.
High school football. And the best Bengals coverage. Put your business front and center in the most valuable space in media. Sports rules. To get your message in these legendary sports brands, advertise on Dayton's legendary radio station. To advertise, call Kristen at 937-259-2344. That's 937-259-2344. What is the WHIO Storm Center? It means when you hear these tones, you are just a few minutes away from emergency weather information. Weather is our #1 priority. The Storm Center 7 forecast is always on the radio. 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. And when News Center 7 is in wall-to-wall weather coverage mode, you'll always hear it simulcast on WHIO radio. That means you can take your radio to your safe spot and hear exactly what's happening with severe weather. When it comes to weather, we don't mess around.
I'm Ron Otto with my Sports Rundown. My opinion on the big stories in sports. The Speedway Classic. Yikes. Of course it rained during an event that baseball and Bristol Motor Speedway had been preparing for about a year. The fact that they waited for over 3 hours to postpone it was boneheaded. But forget the rain for a second. Some people complained of the parking and traffic and the lack of hotel rooms in the area. But if you're a NASCAR fan, that's par for the course at Bristol. But then the concession stands ran out of food before first pitch. A huge fail. You see, baseball and racing fans are just different cultures. It's an all-day thing for race fans. They tailgate, eating before they go in and after they leave the track, getting there early and staying late and making up for the traffic issues as well. Some even camp out for the weekend. Now, there's no such thing in baseball. Most baseball fans park relatively close and eat inside the venue. The track obviously wasn't prepared for that. Then again, I don't think baseball fans were quite prepared for a game at a NASCAR track either. I'm Ron Otto, and that's my sports.
'80s. Now, customs agents in Cincinnati sees millions of dollars worth of weight loss drugs. And our top story, an Army sergeant opens fire on fellow soldiers at Georgia's Fort Stewart.
5 soldiers shot. Brigadier General John Lubas says that they're receiving medical care.
All arrived in stable condition, and 3 of the 5 required surgical intervention.
Yeah, the suspect, Army Sergeant Cornelius Radford, is in custody. At this point, a motive for the shooting has not been released. The Army is expected to give an update, though, later this morning.
Out of Miami County, construction workers kept blasting yesterday in Tip City despite a stop work order.
The city issued the order Wednesday morning after hearing concerns from people living in the city. The state fire marshal's office allowed the explosions to go on because contractors had already brought explosives to the job site, and just having them there created a safety hazard.
WHIO's Ron Otto reporting. The city says it will follow up with all parties, and their highest priority is to protect residents and their property.
Happening today, family Families in need can come to the Nutter Center at Wright State University to get free food.
The food bank will host a pop-up mass food distribution from 10 a.m. until noon. You do not have to register, but organizers ask that you not show up earlier than 9 a.m. so they can set up safely.
That is WHIO's Rich Jones.
Meanwhile, a popular local Mexican eatery has opened its new brick-and-mortar location in Montgomery County.
Annapolis Mexican street food has opened on North Dixie Drive. It's called a fan favorite at their 2nd Street Market location in Dayton. Annapolis serves handmade, high-quality Mexican street food.
That's WHIO's Will Taylor.
Apple is announcing it will invest $100 billion more into the U.S. on top of its previous $500 billion investment, which will be spent over 4 years. President Trump saying the new products and components require American skill to assemble.
Apple will massively increase spending on its domestic supply chain for the iPhone and will build the largest and most sophisticated smart glass production line in the world.
One of the facilities will be built south of us in Kentucky.
Well, it's jail time for a Wisconsin inmate who admitted his role in the death of a guard.
18-year-old Ryan Nyblom pled guilty to charges in April. As part of the plea deal, his charges of felony murder with special circumstances was reduced. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Prosecutors say Nyblom watched as a 16-year-old inmate punched the guard multiple times, causing him to fall and hit his head on the pavement. Nyblom was already serving time for misdemeanor charges.
That's Fox's Chris DeMeo.
And monitoring weather elsewhere in the U.S., severe thunderstorm is expected to drench the northern plains, while extreme heat continues in the southwest.
Strong to severe thunderstorms will be possible today over sections of the northern plains, then across the upper Mississippi Valley on Friday. Extreme heat warnings continue over southeast California and the southwest.
That is Fox's Janice Dean reporting. WHIO News Time 649.
This is Miami Valley's Morning News. I'm Larry Hansgen, and we've got Dayton Radio's only 5-day extended forecast now with Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz.
This afternoon, you can expect dry conditions for the most part, hoping to get a stray storm, but most of us won't. To cool us down, 87 is your forecast side. It'll feel more like 90. Doing the same thing again on Friday, partly cloudy, a high of 88. Mostly sunny, 88 on Saturday. A stray storm possible throughout the afternoon. A better chance late Sunday and into Monday for thunderstorms. 88 to 89 degrees Sunday and Monday, 86 with showers and storms possible throughout the afternoon and evening.
Our live Doppler 7 radar is clear, 65 in Springfield, 66 in Xenia, 67 at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to the most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair experts at GrismerTire.com.
An update with Jake Magnotta.
Had a recent crash reported in Englewood on 70 West at Hoke Road, heading toward the Clayton area. Police fire on scene, and the left lane is blocked, so only that right lane open. At the moment, still plan on taking 70 West, still the fastest route. This delay is just going to be a few minutes for you. Also, still need to avoid North Montgomery County Line Road east of Frederick Pike. It's at the Miami and Montgomery County line. Had report of a semi blocking the road last hour. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnotta, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
Well, there's a cat that's been in a shelter for a long time that finally has its forever home. And we'll share that story with you coming up in 3 minutes. WHIO News Time is 6:51.
A lot of weird stuff happens around here overnight. That's why we feature Dayton's only all-news morning show. Catch up and know what's going on every morning. Miami Valley's Morning News is on WHIO. WHIO, Dayton's News and Talk. Depend on it.
Welcome to summer. You may be ready for your vacation, but is your car? Call Specialty Motorworks to get your foreign car road trip ready.
Specialty Motorworks, your hometown auto experts.
Hey, it's Todd from the Evening Edge. The Community Overdose Action Team invites you to Overdose Awareness Day on Tuesday, August 12th from 5 to 8 at Levitt Pavilion. Help us raise awareness about the impact of drug overdoses. Learn about the signs of an overdose, treatment options, and how Narcan saves lives. This family-friendly event features a free meal, event bags, DJ, door prizes, and I'll be broadcasting the Evening Edge live from 5 until 7. Overdose Awareness Day, Tuesday, August 12th at Levitt Pavilion. Visit mccoat.org for more information.
This is the legendary WHIO, the king of sports in Ohio. We've got the biggest sports teams and leagues on both radio and TV. This This year, we're proud to be the home of NFL with Cincinnati Bengals football on Channel 7. The Southwest Ohio home of the Cleveland Browns on WHIO Radio. The biggest Big Ten games during the season every Saturday, including Ohio State football. The CBS NFL Game of the Week. The home of University of Dayton basketball and football. The Touchdown 7 high school football games of the week. The Dayton home of March Madness, the Masters, and PGA Championship. When it comes to the absolute biggest sports brands, WHIO Radio and Television is the king of Dayton sports. WHIO, Dayton's news, talk, and sports station. This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
You get a notice from your local taxing authority that your value of your home is going way up by their estimation. And so then in turn, your property taxes in most jurisdictions follow right along, flow with much higher taxes. What does that mean you do? Sit on your hands? No way. Because just because the appraiser says your home has gone up so much, if it's not accurate, you need to appeal. Most people don't appeal. And if you do, you're just letting the government tell you what your home's worth. As I've experienced in the past, often it'll be valued well above what I could actually get for my home. So if you get an assessment of your home that doesn't seem accurate, take the time to appeal. It's your money.
Clark is WHIO's Consumer Warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO. Dayton's only all-local news radio station. The power of WHIO Radio and News Center 7 means you'll know first. This is Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO.
Good morning. I'm Larry Hansgen. The sun is up, and it will warm things up. We're going to get back to summery weather after that pleasant weather we had to end last week. No, we're going to see temperatures mid-upper 80s this afternoon. Right now, 67 degrees, 654. A cat named Hester has found a forever home after waiting almost 2 years at a rescue center in East Texas. Brandy and her daughter, Abigail, decided to adopt Hester and his brother, Samson. The family wanted to give a loving home to a cat that had been at the shelter the longest. Now, Brittany, I know you've got a lot of animals. Did you have to rescue them, or did they just show up?
So Bailey, was kind of a rescue because she was found in like a church parking lot. And then my grandma had found a cat in a cornfield that was malnourished and brought it to me once. And so we have her. And we have quite a few strays, actually.
Yeah.
And people are just like, well, we have these turkeys and we can't keep them anymore. And we're like, okay, we'll take them.
Well, I forgot you got turkeys now, too.
Now we have 3. Yeah.
3 turkeys.
Yeah, we just got another one.
Did it just showed up, or
no? Micah works with found one or something, and so we just took him.
An extra turkey, huh?
Yeah.
Well, don't we all? Now, Jeremy, with your pets, have you gone the rescue route? Did they find you? What's the backstory of your furry friends?
Yeah, so we no longer have cats, but right now with our dog, the dog is very much a rescue. So we got him from a local pound, and so he's a super nice dog, and that love him very much.
How'd you pick him out? I mean, that's tough, isn't it?
So our thing is, I'd like to have a bigger dog, number one. And number two, the one thing I really like about rescuing dogs, despite just the fact that you're rescuing a dog, is you can kind of pick something that you don't have to train. You know what I mean? Like if you have a puppy, you go through all of that. But having a dog that we didn't have to train, we try to pick one up that, okay, well-behaved, good with kids, good with cats, and just a very kind, large dog that we didn't really have to house train. So
okay, he had a good resume.
Yes, very good resume.
Now you got the French bulldogs, is it, Will?
Yeah.
Now, and where'd you find them, or did they find you?
Well, a little bit of both. My dad is very much on all the different Facebook groups for that specific type of dog, and so he he's got a line on all the dogs that need.
I can get you. I know a guy that can get you
exactly.
a dog. I know a guy. Okay. Well, the way that we ended up with Opie the cat, or rather Poe the cat, because we originally had Opie the cat that I got at Sixa, so we had a great experience with him. So we had Opie, and then we decided that my oldest daughter, we were going to get her a cat for Christmas. And I went to the shelter, I went to Sixa, and I picked out a cat, a different cat, and said, I'll come back and get it the day before Christmas because I could give it to my daughter. Well, I come back, and that cat had to be quarantined for some reason. Well, I can't, show up at Christmas with a gift certificate.
Yeah.
So I said, how about this one? And so I took Paul home and gave it to my daughter, and she said, I can't take this, Dad. My dog would kill it. So that's how we adopted Poe. Rescued Poe. All right, top story today. You heard about it yesterday afternoon. We have more details on that shooting at an Army base in Georgia. It's 6:58.
Ohio says no to taxes on items $500 and under during the 2-week tax holiday, August 1st through August 14th. Shop smart, drive safe, and save big at Fat Boys Tires, Parts, and Accessories. Get to Fat Boys in Moraine or Centerville today, or search Fat Boys online.
Hey, it's Todd from the Evening Edge. The Community Overdose Action Team invites you to Overdose Awareness Day on Tuesday, August 12th from 5 to 8 at Levitt Pavilion. Help us raise awareness about the impact of drug overdoses. Learn about the signs of an overdose, treatment options, and how Narcan saves lives. This family-friendly event features a free meal, event bags, DJ, door prizes, and I'll be broadcasting the Evening Edge live from 5 until 7. Overdose Awareness Day, Tuesday, August 12th at Levitt Pavilion. Visit mccoat.org for more information.
This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
You want to buy stuff made in the USA? How do you know it really is? How do you know when people say, hey, buy American, that you're actually buying American? Well, we've been working on that at clarkdeals.com, and we keep expanding our list, verifying as best we can that goods that are being sold saying made in USA really are. Special emphasis, of course, because it is Clark Deals, trying to show you items that are made here in the U.S. that are also a real deal for your wallet. Now, a lot of times something will say made in USA, but it's only assembled here. All the components are from overseas. And we're trying as hard as we can to make sure we show you items that are truly, fully made in the United States.
Clark is WHIO's Consumer Warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's Morning News on WHIO. This is the station Dayton turns to first for live team coverage of breaking news. WHIO Dayton Springfield, celebrating 90 years of being Dayton's news and talk station. Depend on it.
Good morning. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Larry Hansgen, and welcome to Miami Valley's Morning News. We are live on Thursday, August the 7th. We got 66 degrees in Dayton. Here are the big three things you need to know. Going to be mostly sunny and dry today. A stray shower can't be ruled out, though, with a high in the mid to upper 80s. The body found in a cooler in rural Montgomery County Sunday night has been identified. And our top story in Georgia, an Army sergeant allegedly shot soldiers at Fort Stewart.
Military officials have identified the shooter as Sergeant Cornelius Radford, an active duty soldier who has not previously deployed to combat. Radford allegedly shot and wounded 5 fellow soldiers before being taken down.
That's Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. Now, we're told the victims are in stable condition this morning.
Yeah, 3 of the 5 did require surgery to address their wounds. President Trump reacting to the incident.
We're not going to forget what happened. We're going to take very good care of this person that did this horrible person.
Now, this morning, we're learning more about the man accused of this shooting. Fox News' Gernal Scott reports.
Cornelius Radford is a 28-year-old sergeant at Fort Stewart. The post's leader, Brigadier General John Lubis, said as the investigation began,
The shooting occurred at the soldier's place of work. It did involve his co-workers. We're still not certain about the motivations.
Officials did say Radford used his own gun, not a military-issued weapon, in the attack.
At this point, it is not believed that the shooting is terror-related. Stay tuned here as we continue to bring you the latest on this developing story in the hours ahead on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Rain chances are limited. I'm Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz. We'll talk about when our next good chance for rain arrives here in the valley and your extended forecast.
Left lane is back open on I-70 west at Hoke Road in Englewood due to this crash. It's still here. State troopers are responding. Traffic is just a little slow through this area right now. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnotta, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
I'm Larry Hanskin. This is Miami Valley's Morning News.
I'm Brittany Otto.
And I'm Jeremy Ratliff.
Well, new this morning, the Kremlin says a meeting in the coming days between Russian President Vladimir Putin and President Trump has been agreed on.
Putin's foreign affairs advisor said the two sides are working on setting it up and that a venue for the meeting has been agreed on and will be announced later. A meeting between the two would be their first since President Trump returned to office this year.
That's WHIO's Will Taylor.
Deputies in Indiana arresting a man during an area drug investigation.
The Wayne County Sheriff's Office arrested 29-year-old Levi Conley after an investigation that stemmed from a traffic stop. Detectives seized more than 100 grams of cocaine and several pounds of marijuana. Conley is now facing felony charges of dealing marijuana and cocaine.
That is News Center 7's Nick Foley.
The person whose remains were found in a cooler in Montgomery County identified as a woman.
The Montgomery County coroner identified her as Brittany Feuer Storms. Now, police made the discovery Sunday night on Anthony Road near Twin Creek in Jackson Township.
News Center 7's Gabrielle Enright were working to learn how long the woman was there and how she died.
Now, police in Beaver Creek looking for a woman accused of using a stolen credit card to withdraw thousands of dollars.
This happened on May 24th at a Chase Bank. Police say the woman drew over $10,000 from the victim's account. We have a photo of the woman and information on who to contact if you recognize her at WHIO.com.
That is WHIO's Rich Jones.
A local law enforcement agency has been recertified by the Ohio Collaborative Community Police Advisory Board.
Butler Township Police are now one of over 600 agencies in Ohio that have met the initial standards for recertification. The standards are first of their kind in the state as part of efforts to strengthen community and police relations.
WHIO's Jason Michaels. The standards achieved regard use of force and hiring and recruitment. Recertification takes 3 to 4 years.
And good news at U.S. airports, flights have now resumed after United Airlines asked for a ground stop last night.
United citing a technology issue affecting a number of airports ranging from Chicago O'Hare to DIA to Houston to Newark as well as SFO. United also released in this statement, we are working with customers to get them to their destinations after a technology disruption this evening. The underlying technology issue has been resolved. Safety, our top priority, and we will work with our customers to get them to their destinations.
That is Fox's Greg Nieto reporting. WHIO News Time 7:05.
I'm Larry Hanskin, and this is Miami Valley's Morning News. The Dayton Flyer basketball team wrapping up summer workouts this week and heading into a 2-week pause before classes begin. Coach Anthony Grant says a lot of players will use the opportunity to go home, and the coaches also need a break.
Coaches have done a great job of putting a group together and working hard over the course of the summer. So, the plan is to kind of get away a little bit and kind of enjoy families, enjoy some time away, and then we'll come back and hit it hard once we get started.
And again, the Flyers are opening up their season on November 3rd at home against Canisius. All games home and away will be right here on the home of the Flyers. And still to come, a change made to a popular streaming app. We've got that story in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time 7:06.
WHIO has just won several Associated Press and Edward R. Murrow News Awards, including Best Radio Newscast. We don't do it for awards. We do it for you. Thanks. From WHIO, Dayton's News and Talk.
Ohio says no to taxes on items $500 and under during the 2-week tax holiday, August 1st through August 14th. Shop smart, drive safe, and save big at Fat Boys Tires, Parts, and Accessories. Get to Fat Boys in Moraine or Centerville today, or search Fat Boys online.
This is a Consumer Warrior Clark Howard Minute.
I despise paying for. That's where everywhere you go to shop now, online or in person, they're asking you, do you want to pay for whatever it is you're buying? Buy now, pay later in 4 easy payments. The problem is, a lot of people say yes, get something they might not have otherwise, and then they can't make the 4 easy payments. Well, this is a disaster for your wallet, but now also more and more a disaster for your credit, because now these pay in fours are showing up on your credit report as a big fat negative. The only people who should even consider it are people who have no credit at all and you're trying to establish a credit record. But if you use pay in four that way, you better make every payment on time.
Clark is WHIO's consumer warrior, and you can hear him during Miami Valley's morning news on WHIO.
For This Week in History, I'm Ron Otto. August 5th was a big day in history. In 1914, the first electric traffic light in America is installed at West 105th Street and Euclid in Cleveland. In 1930, the first man on the moon, astronaut Neil Armstrong, is born in Wapakoneta. In 1945, the Enola Gay drops an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan.
The Japanese began the war from the air at Pearl Harbor. They have been repaid many-fold.
And in 1991, the man who literally started the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals, Coach Paul Brown, dies. And August 9th, 1974, Richard Nixon becomes the first U.S. president to resign.
But as president, I must put the interests of America first. Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn in as president at that hour in this office.
For This Week in History, I'm Ron Otto.
Good morning, Dayton. You're waking up with the information you need to start the day. Miami Valley's morning news continues on WHIO.
Good morning, I'm Larry Hansgen. Fair season continuing. The Champaign County Fair will be wrapping up tomorrow, and that'll be the day that the Miami County Fair gets underway. 66 degrees at 7:08.
8 minutes after 7 o'clock.
I'm Jeremy Ratliff.
I'm Brittany Otto. Well, something to know before you grab that streaming remote today. Disney making changes to its Hulu app.
Yeah, Fox's Hillary Barsky explains.
Disney is not ditching its streaming service amid rumors, but the media giant will further integrate Hulu and Disney Plus next year. During an earnings call on Wednesday, Disney CEO Bob Iger explained what the future will hold for the company's two streaming services. Iger touting a newly integrated app debuting in 2026 and saying this will create an impressive package of entertainment.
Now, Hulu and Disney Plus will continue to each be available to purchase as standalone products. However, both apps will be rolled into what is being described as a unified app experience now that Disney officially owns all of Hulu.
Well, the Trump administration has sanctioned a Mexican rapper accused of laundering money for a cartel.
The U.S. Treasury Department claims Ricardo Hernandez, known as El Macabelico, was allegedly laundering money for the Cartel del Noreste and claims half of Hernandez's streaming royalties go directly to the cartel. His assets in the U.S. are now frozen, and financial institutions working with him could face penalties. Hernandez is part of a controversial genre known as narco corridos.
That's Fox's Ted Lindner reporting.
Now, as we have reported, Federal Reserve Governor Adriana Kugler resigned from her post last week, leaving the Trump administration an opportunity to appoint its own nominee to decide interest rates. Now, speaking with reporters at the White House, President Trump is saying he could appoint someone to serve the rest of Kugler's term.
We're probably going to go with a temp and then a permanent, I think.
Yeah, Kugler said she would return to teaching at Georgetown University. In her letter, though, she did not give a reason for resigning.
This is WHIO Continuing News.
A Czech zoo welcoming 4 rare Barbary lion cubs.
They are extinct in the wild, and officials at the Czech Zoo are hoping the 4 lion cubs born there, 3 females and a male, will help spark the return of Barbary lions to their native habitat. Fewer than 200 Barbary lions live in captivity, including at the Czech Zoo, which participates in an international endangered species program.
That's Fox's Sue Guzman. WHIO News Time is 7:11.
And this is Miami Valley's Morning News. I'm Larry Hansgen as we look ahead with our 5-day forecast now from Storm Center 7 meteorologist Brittany Ritz.
Starting off in the 60s and 70s with some patchy dense fog this morning. That pushes out. We see some sunshine, the occasional passing cloud in hopes that we get a stray shower or storm to cool us down for a second, but that chance is pretty limited. Partly cloudy skies, a high of 87. 88 tomorrow, partly cloudy and dry. A stray chance of a shower or storm Saturday afternoon with 88 as your high. 89 on Sunday, a better chance for showers and storms late afternoon and into the evening, but an even greater chance going into Monday with a high of 86.
Live Doppler 7 radar clear. We have 64 in Springfield, 66 in Englewood, 66 at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Is your car's AC acting up? Keep cool this summer by visiting your trusted automotive air conditioning repair experts. Breathe a little easier by making an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
Now an update with Jake Magnato.
There is still a couple issues. We have one problem on 70 West. This is no longer backing up traffic, but state troopers are still responding to this crash. You just have to take it slow through here. This is 70 West near Hope Road heading into Clayton, and we are still needing to avoid North Montgomery County Line Road east of Frederick Pike. The road's blocked due to a semi in the ditch. This happened a couple hours ago. It's near the Miami-Montgomery County line. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnato, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
Reds lost to the Cubs 6-1. Guardians pitcher Gavin Williams came within 2 outs of the first no-hitter in Cleveland history since 1981. Did give up a ninth-inning homer to Juan Soto in a 4-1 win to complete a sweep in New York. And the Dayton Fire football team hits the practice field in a little over an hour, and head coach Trevor Andrews gives us an update on the progress at camp to date when he joins us live in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time, 7:13.
Here at WHIO, we've talked to a lot of folks recently, and the top concern you have is getting consumer information you need and want. You need to know the scams out there, how you can get ripped off, where to spend your money, and where to save money and make the most out of every dollar. That's why we're proud to have consumer warrior Clark Howard as part of the WHIO team. You'll hear his updates all day long. Clark Howard, only in Dayton on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Dayton's News and Talk. Depend on
The WHIO Weekend Preview with what's happening around the Miami Valley. Here's Chris Hartley.
What's up, Miami Valley? Here's what's happening. The Miami County Fair is happening this weekend over at the Miami County Fairgrounds. Rides, games, food, livestock, country concert, and more. The fair is going to run through August 14th. The Inglewood Art Festival, that's going to be happening this weekend over at Centennial Park with lots of vendors, food, 5K race, parade, live entertainment, and a car show. 11 to 5, both Saturday and Sunday. German Fest Picnic, that's happening this weekend over at the Dayton Litterkranz Turner. It's on East 5th Street in Dayton. Lots of food, beer, kids activities, craft vendors, a car show, and more. This is a free event, Friday 5 to 11, Saturday 11 to 11, and Sunday 11 to 4. Dayton Potato Festival, that's happening this weekend over at Oak and Ivy Park. That's in Dayton. Food and live craft vendors, live entertainment, and line dancing. This is going to be on Saturday from noon to 8. And movies topping the box office this weekend include The Fantastic Four, First Steps, The Bad Guys 2, and Naked Gun. With your WHIO Weekend Preview, I'm Chris Hartley.
Looking for a new direction or a fast track into a high-demand trade? Southern Ohio Technical Institute, SOTI, in Cincinnati offers a 10-week, 200-hour hands-on HVAC training program led by experienced instructors. Whether you're a military veteran, a high school senior, recent high school graduate, or simply ready for a career change, SOTI can get you certified and job-ready fast. Special scholarships are available through the Charles L. Shore Foundation. Don't miss out on this opportunity to launch your future with the support you deserve. Visit SOTI-HVAC.com to learn more and apply today.
Together with the resources of News Center 7, you're on Dayton's #1 news team. Now, back to Miami Valley's morning news on WHIO.
7:15, I'm Larry Hansgen, 66 degrees in Dayton. Big three things you need to know, mostly sunny and dry today. Stray shower can't be ruled out, though. High in the mid to upper 80s. The food bank doing a mass distribution at the Nutter Center today from 10 to noon. And our top story, 5 soldiers injured when a fellow GI opens fire at an Army base in Georgia. More details on that as we're getting new information this morning coming up at 7:30. But coming up on August 28th, the Dayton football Flyers open up their season on the road at Eastern Illinois. So a little bit of an earlier start in the preseason workouts and well into 1 week under the in the books already as head coach Trevor Andrews joins us en route to practice this morning at the Jerry Von Moore practice field. And Coach, you got a week in already. How has camp been so far?
Oh, it's been rolling. You get into this year 3, and the expectations are pretty well understood, and know how the guys know how things flow. So they've been working hard, and coming off an off day yesterday, get your legs a little bit of rest, and ready to get back into it today.
Now, you've got obviously some new incoming freshmen that are going through things for the first time, but for your veterans, is Is this August a continuation of work that began in the spring?
Yeah, it's all connected throughout the year. You know, every year's a different year, but our year starts, you know, in January with our strength program in the summer and Coach Toby and conditioning, and then you start to figure out what this team is, leadership-wise, player-wise, strengths that you have to highlight and areas you need to address to improve. And you roll that into the summer and give the guys some things to work on. You come back and see where you're at. And it's just like a big checkers or chess game. You're constantly trying to put the pieces together in the right spot and find what's going to be best for this team.
Are some of the usual suspects, for lack of a better term, emerging in camp that you can know that, okay, that guy's going to be ready to make some impact on this team?
Oh, absolutely. You've got your consistent guy. You know, Gavin Lacko's going in his third year and kind of was a big splash for us his freshman year and was solid last year. And he's had a great summer. I could just see him really working on some things over the summer that he's come into camp, improved on, you know, and that's just one example, but you've got a host of those guys that are you know, especially offensively. We've been young for 2 years, but those guys have taken some lumps and improved, and now they're juniors and ready to go and have game experience under their belt.
You got the opener coming up, and obviously you'll start putting in stuff to prepare for Eastern Illinois as that week approaches. So these weeks now, this is not about opponent. Is this just everything you do is about the Dayton Flyers and trying to get better?
Yeah, 100%. We'll turn our attention to our week one opponent, you know, probably about 10 days before that game. And it's a little going to be a little wonky because it's a Thursday night, and so we'll just adjust off of that. But it's going to be. I was looking today, and I think we're 3 weeks out, and 21 days we're playing. So it'll be fun.
All right, Coach. One final
to answer your question. We're all Flyers right now.
Yeah, and one final question. I mean, there's probably some folks listening right now, maybe former teammates of yours, maybe former Flyers, or guys who played football at some point in time in their life. Are two-a-days now just a thing of the past?
Yeah, they don't exist. It is, you know, I think it's evolved over time, but we used to we called them three-a-days or triples. Coach Kelly always used to call them, you know, doubles, but they were really triples because we finished up on Founders Field running around. But yeah, we have one big practice a day. We're able to do some other things, though. You know, we can get more time with our strength and conditioning coach, which we never used to do at all. To kind of you work all summer to build that up, and now you can maintain or even improve on it over a season. And then we do go back out on the field for a second time, but it's termed a walkthrough, and it's not nearly as intense as a full padded practice was.
Well, Coach, keep up the good work, and we'll look forward to seeing you out there soon and seeing you on the bus heading to Eastern Illinois later this month.
All right. Bring your travel suit.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay, that's head coach Trevor Andrews of Dayton Football Flyers, and again, opening up August 28th on the road to Eastern Illinois, and that game, all games, will be right here on the home of the Flyers. Our 5-day forecast, going to be hot for the guys out there at some point in time today as we get details from Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz.
This afternoon, you can expect dry conditions for the most part, hoping to get a stray storm, but most of us won't. To cool us down, 87 is your forecast side. It'll feel more like 90. Doing the same thing again on Friday, partly cloudy, a high of 88. Mostly sunny, 88 on Saturday. A stray storm possible throughout the afternoon. A better chance late Sunday and into Monday for thunderstorms, 88 to 89 degrees Sunday and Monday, 86 with showers and storms possible throughout the afternoon and evening.
Live Doppler 7 radar clear. 64 in Springfield, 65 in Troy, 66 at Dayton Severe Weather Station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Refresh your ride with brand new tires at unbeatable prices. Plus, buy 4 new tires and get 4 free oil changes, an additional $300 value. Make an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
A live update with Jake Magnato.
Well, Larry, that accident that we had for a little bit on 70 West near Hoke Road in Englewood has been cleared. This did have the left lane blocked for a few minutes, but we are back to normal through here. We still have a road closure at the Miami and Montgomery County line. It's due to semi in a ditch. Happened a couple hours ago. North Montgomery County Line Road, a little east of Frederick Pike. With traffic every 10 minutes, I'm Jake Magnato, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
Well, big tariffs kick in on imported computer chips, and that's the subject, our in-depth impact story in 3 minutes. It's 7:22.
I'm Ron Otto with My Sports Rundown, my opinion on the big stories in sports. Everybody is practically giddy that NFL training camps are underway. To me, it's the most boring part of the league's calendar. Nobody's getting traded, few players are even getting cut. Some teams have joint practices, but you won't see any of that until after the fact. We'll have the same questions about the same players and teams that we had months ago, with little to no answers. Days of mindless drills under the hot summer sun, leading to games that don't count, filled with players that most of us won't see play in any meaningful games this fall. OTAs are more interesting. I guess it's the mere suggestion that football is on its way that gets people excited, even relieved. You can get excited if you want, but wake me when the season starts. Wake me when the college football season starts, or better yet, the high school season begins. I'm Ron Otto, and that's my Sports Rundown.
Nothing is more frustrating than sitting on 75 in traffic and not knowing what's going on. Your phone, not so helpful. That's why we're the home of Triple Team Traffic. Every 10 minutes. WHIO is Dayton's News and Talk. Depend on it.
Are you tired of dealing with the same health problems like headaches and back pain and still only utilizing a Band-Aid to cover up the symptoms? Then tune into Living the Full Life, where Dr. Juan explains how to get to the root cause of the problem and fix it. Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on WHIO Radio.
Specialty Motor Works offers complete foreign car service and repairs. From oil changes and brake jobs to electrical systems and transmissions, you can trust Specialty for quality repairs.
Specialty Motor Works, your hometown auto experts.
What is the WHIO Storm Center? It means when you hear these tones, you are just a few minutes away from emergency weather information. Weather is our #1 priority. The Storm Center 7 forecast is always on the radio. 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. And when News Center 7 is in wall-to-wall weather coverage mode, you'll always hear it simulcast on WHIO radio. That means you can take your radio to your safe spot and hear exactly what's happening with severe weather. When it comes to weather, we don't mess around.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. By honoring your sacred vocation of nursing, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. GCU's RN to BSN online degree program allows you the freedom to balance online coursework with practicum hours while helping you achieve your goals and serve others. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
It was the perfect backyard barbecue until the AC quit and the guests stormed the fridge like it was a buffet.
I'm cooking on the inside too, Janet.
Even the deviled eggs are sweating, Harold.
Enter Airtron Man.
Ma'am, step away from the potato salad. I've got this.
With next day install or $750 off and 24/7 emergency service, Airtron saves summer one sizzling house at a time. Call Airtron and keep your cool, Cincinnati, 283-209-9327 or call airtron.com.
You take pride in your home, and when something goes wrong, you want it fixed right away. That's where Plumtite comes in. Whether it's plumbing or HVAC, a minor leak or a major repair, their team handles it with precision and care. Call the Plumtite pros today.
Breaking news all morning. The Storm Center 7 forecast to start your day and Triple Team Traffic. Miami Valley's morning news continues on WHIO.
Good morning, I'm Larry Hansgen. A Tampa, Florida resident recently hit 389 jackpots in a single day at a local casino. Maher O won a total of $1.8 million. 66 degrees now. 726.
26 minutes after 7 o'clock.
I need to befriend that person. I'm Jeremy Ratliff.
I'm Brittany Otto. Well, President Trump plans to impose a hefty tariff on computer chips.
Yeah, Fox's Jared Halpern has more from the White House.
A 100% tariff is planned for computer chips and semiconductors, President Trump says, to boost U.S. production in the high-tech industry.
But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge.
The president outlining that plan alongside Apple CEO Tim Cook, who announced his company is spending an additional $100 billion on production facilities in the U.S.
Because we're a proud American company and we believe deeply in the promise of this great nation.
Now, President Trump says his ultimate goal is ensuring that iPhones sold in the U.S. are made in the U.S. WHIO News Time, 727.
And this is Miami Valley's Morning News. It's Thursday, or we like to call it Friday Eve, so let's find out what's happening this weekend. Sponsored by Sochi. Today's interns are tomorrow's employees.
The WHIO Weekend Preview with what's happening around the Miami Valley. Here's Chris Hartley.
German Fest Picnic is happening this weekend over at the Dayton Leader Kranz Turner. It's going to be on East 5th Street in Dayton. Lots of food, beer, kids activities, craft vendors, car show, and more. This is a free event Friday 5 to 11, Saturday 11 to 11, and Sunday 11 to 4. Waynesville Street Fair, that's going to be going on this weekend in downtown Waynesville. 50-plus vendors, kids activities, food trucks, live music, and a bunch of fun. Saturday and Sunday, both 10 to 4. Dayton Potato Festival is happening this weekend over at Oak and Ivy Park. That's in Dayton. They got food and craft vendors, live entertainment, line dancing, and more. This is going to be on Saturday from noon to 8. And Dave Koz is going to be performing over at the Phrase. That's going to be on Saturday night. This is the Ultimate Summer Party Tour. Concert starts at 8 p.m. Tickets available at phrase.com. Getting you out into the Miami Valley, I'm Chris Hartley, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO, Dayton's News and Talk.
Hey, it's Todd from the Evening Edge. The Community Overdose Action Team invites you to Overdose Awareness Day on Tuesday, August 12th from 5 to 8 at Levitt Pavilion. Help us raise awareness about the impact of drug overdoses. Learn about the signs of an overdose, treatment options, and how Narcan saves lives. This family-friendly event features a free meal, event bags, DJ, door prizes, and I'll be broadcasting the Evening Edge live from 5 until 7. Overdose Awareness Day, Tuesday, August 12th at Levitt Pavilion. Visit mccoat.org for more information.
Burst pipe, clogged drain, AC not running. That's more than an inconvenience. That's an emergency. Plum Tight is a one to call. Trained professionals, fast response times, no hidden fees. Plum Tight, the perfect solution to your problems.
The Thompsons weren't expecting company, especially his parents, and definitely not during a heat wave.
No air conditioning? That explains the potato salad.
Harold. I'll open the windows.
Airtron man arrives. Heroic. Shirt slightly unbuttoned. Thermostat in hand.
I cool homes, but I can't solve in-law problems.
Call Airtron and keep your cool, Cincinnati. 283-209-9327. Or call Airtron.com.
It's time to start businessing. LegalZoom is here to help. Whether you're registering as an LLC or keeping it compliant, when you need a legal hand, turn to the #1 online legal services provider who's helped launch over 4 million businesses like yours. Visit LegalZoom.com because life is more legal than you think. LegalZoom provides access to independent attorneys and self-service tools. LegalZoom is not a law firm and does not provide legal advice. Visit LegalZoom.com.
Barry.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
This is the station Dayton turns to first for live team coverage of breaking news. WHIO Dayton Springfield, celebrating 90 years of being Dayton's news and talk station. Depend on it.
Good morning. It's 7:30. I'm Larry Hanskin. Welcome to Miami Valley's Morning News. We are live on Thursday, August 7th. 66 degrees in Dayton. Here are the big three things you need to know. Mostly sunny and dry today, although a stray shower can't be ruled out. A high in the mid to upper 80s. United Airlines has resumed operations this morning after a ground stop last night. And our top story, 5 soldiers shot at Fort Stewart in Georgia.
Soldiers in the area that witnessed the shooting immediately and without hesitation tackled the soldier, subdued him, that allowed law enforcement to then take him into custody.
That's Brigadier General John Lubis. An alert of an active shooter then forced the Army post into lockdown. Fox News' Jonathan Seri reports.
Army officials confirmed indeed 5 victims in all. 3 required surgery and were transferred to a local hospital, the only level 1 trauma center in the area. Despite their injuries, Army officials say they expect all 5 to make full recovery.
Yeah, the suspected gunman has been identified as an Army Sergeant Cornelius Radford. Fox's Colonel Scott has more.
General Lubis said investigators did uncover information as they dug into his background.
He was arrested locally for a DUI that was unknown to his chain of command.
It's not believed the shooting is terror-related.
And no matter the motive, President Trump says the shooter will face the full extent of the law. Fox's Jared Halpern has more from the White House.
President Trump says he joins the nation in praying for the 5 Army soldiers shot by a fellow soldier at Fort Stewart in Georgia.
And hopefully they'll fully recover and we can put this chapter behind, but we're not going to forget what happened.
The president says the suspected shooter will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Yeah, stay tuned here as we continue to bring you the latest on this developing story on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Summer's not over with yet. I'm Storm Center 7 meteorologist Britley Ritz. We'll talk about this heat, how hot it's about to get, and, of course, if there's any break in sight.
A road at the Miami and Montgomery County line still closed due to a semi blocking it. North Montgomery County line road east of Frederick Pike with traffic every 10 minutes. I'm Jake Magnano, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
I'm Larry Hanskin. This is Miami Valley's Morning News.
I'm Brittany Otto.
And I'm Jeremy Ratliff.
Well, a grand jury has indicted a man after a shooting at a local apartment complex.
Deputies say that Jalen Dumas shot another man last month on Bronson Street in Jefferson Township. Well, the man was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Dumas is now facing stolen property and felonious assault charges.
That's News Center 7's Nick Foley.
City commissioners have voted on the future of group homes in Dayton. WHIO's Will Taylor reports.
Dayton City commissioners voted to ban any new group homes for the next 6 months. Last year, the city told our news team the system was overwhelmed and called it a crisis. Last night, Dayton City Commission approved a 180-day pause on adding any new group homes.
And there are 220 group homes across the state, and around 35% of them are in Montgomery County. Most of them are within Dayton city limits.
A woman injured in Auglaize County crash last month has died.
Troopers say it happened July 30th on State Route 197 at Conant Road, injuring 3 people. An SUV failed to yield at a stop sign, hitting a pickup. The SUV's driver, 22-year-old Jeffrey Odenweller of Elida, is in stable condition. But a passenger in the pickup, 35-year-old Tara Skeens of Spencerville, died Monday.
WHIO's Jason Michaels, the pickup's driver, 35-year-old Michael Makar of Spencerville, was released from the hospital.
Local fire department mourning the loss of a former member.
Lieutenant Tony Manfredi unexpectedly died while off duty at his home, according to the Hamilton Fire Department. Manfredi was a resident of Washington Township and also a former firefighter with the department.
That is WHIO's Rich Jones.
Well, saving you a trip to Broadway, hit Broadway musical Hamilton is coming to theaters in September.
Lin-Manuel Miranda has announced that the film version of his Tony-winning musical Hamilton is headed to the big screen September 5th. Miranda made the announcement on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, saying that we filmed most of the original cast back in 2016 and always planned a theatrical release, but then the pandemic hit. Hamilton will be in movie theaters nationwide and in Puerto Rico.
That's Fox's Michelle Polino. WHIO News Time is 7:35.
I'm Larry Hanskin. This is Miami Valley's Morning News, and the Cleveland Browns are going to play their first preseason exhibition game tomorrow night at Carolina. Rookie Shadur Sanders will start at quarterback. Coach Kevin Stefanski.
I'd say for all of our players, it's about taking the practice field to the game field. That's what's most important. It's the same plays that we're running in these in these practices will be the same plays we run in the game. So just to all of our players, you always tell these rookies not to make sure that the game is just an extension of practice.
Now, Sanders expected to play the first half. Newly acquired Tyler Huntley the second half. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel will not play. Now, the Browns and Panthers held joint practices in the rain yesterday. More rain expected today in Charlotte, but things are looking okay for the game tomorrow night. Kicks off at 7 o'clock right here on your Dayton Radio home for the Browns. And still to come, as we head back to school, some new policies are popping up regarding smartphones. We've got that story in 2 minutes. WHIO News Time, 7:36.
I know it's scary to hear someone tell you to get in your safe spot during a storm. But aren't you glad we're here to say it? Live Storm Center 7 coverage during any weather situation. WHIO, Dayton's News and Talk. Depend on it.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Looking for a new direction or a fast track into a high-demand trade? Southern Ohio Technical Institute, SOTI in Cincinnati, offers